What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again. Tony Digital bringing back another 1440p visual, back with another bang of the day, guys, on a very special vid, man. I've been waiting all day since yesterday to talk about this because I actually read some of this yesterday and I had to stop. I was like, you know what? Nope, I'm not reading no more. I got to do this. I got to do this like live, or like I have to record this and get a live reaction of this because salute to Brendan Dunn, man, from Complex. Brendan Dunn, I've known the guy for quite some time. He's been a cool guy. He's also a host on Full Size Run, and he did this article, and I think he did a pretty well job of this article, which was posted yesterday. And I want to go through this article with you guys and react and give my thoughts and opinions on this. Nike shares sneakers data, plans, concerns in an internal meeting. We're going to break this whole entire thing down, and we are going to, for the most part, give my thoughts and opinions. But at the same time, a quick little synopsis is basically Nike is admitting and admitting to the unfairness of what's going on the sneakers app right now as we speak. So let's dive straight into it, man. Let's get it. In an internal meeting at Nike last week, the company addressed the current state of the sneakers app, the digital home of its coveted product. While the app has been successful for Nike and is a key part of the company's push towards online sneaker sales, it has also been a great source of frustration for a portion of its users base. Portion or for its whole entire user base? Like I would say portion, I'm thinking like a small portion, right? From a scale from 1 to 10 or 100% being everybody, I would say for 80% of its user base, the 20% is being the bots and the resellers that pretty much get what they need. Sneakers and shoppers have grown accustomed to the frequent failure due to the limited nature of the items available on the app. Slides from the presentation accompanied the meeting, which were viewed by Complex, show that as Nike is wary of alienating sneaker collectors through its launch tactics. We are at risk of losing our most sneaker obsessed consumer, one slide reads. It goes on to say that the shoppers are becoming disenfranchised and moving elsewhere as they view Nike's limited releases as part of a hype machine. High heat hype is killing the culture, and consumers are migrating towards New Balance and smaller independent brands. The slide reads. This presentation also mentions luxury brands, which are becoming increasingly present in sneaker and streetwear markets as competition. To be 100% honest with you, from what I've seen for quite some time, is New Balance and smaller independent brands, in my opinion, is not the case. Now, smaller independent brands could be the Warren Lotuses, the Cool Kais, the Omi sneakers, the sample sneakers that we made, those type of ordeals. But I honestly believe that one of the biggest is the UA market. That is the main reason why people are buying UAs, is because of that they don't have access to the shoes that they actually want from the brand that they want to get it from. It's not that people are buying them because they are cheaper. They're buying them because they have access to it. UAs right now, they're not like, you're not getting trapped. Back in the day, at least, even like when I was doing the UAs way back in the day, right? You could get a Jordan 4 Green Glow for $170 retail, and then the websites were doing UAs for less than what the retail price was. You can get the cool gray for like $120. You know what I'm saying? If you knew the person, you probably still can to this day. Don't get me wrong. I don't know the market. I don't know the connection people have, but I was able to get it for basically like $50 lower than what the retail price was. So at that point, it made sense. If you get the same damn near material and all that for lower than retail, then why spend it, right? But majority of the time, people are not buying UAs because they're cheaper. They're buying them because they're available. A lot of the UAs that you see now, like the Chinese market and UAs, the Chinese sellers are noticing the prices of these shoes on the flip side, how much they're reselling for. So they're charging you damn near the same price as the retail. If you want to get the Travis Scott, you got to spend like 170, 160, 180 after shipping and everything to get it. Maybe some people got the connection of 120 or whatever, I don't know. But people are paying the same price retail for the UA. So they're not, it has nothing to do with it used to be people used to go and get the UA because it was cheaper. People are just getting it because of the availability. Now, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some people in the comments like, I'll get my shit for $100. Well, hey, man, that might be you, but what I'm trying to say is majority of the people out there and the new people out there that are getting UAs are not getting them for a cheaper price. They're getting them based upon availability. If you eliminate the availability problem, those people would then migrate back to buying from the brand directly. You still got the people that are probably buying it because they got a better price, it's cheaper, it's definitely still out there. But for this article and for the newer people that are going across the water, it's definitely because of the availability. And I think that that might be one of the biggest things for Nike, not a New Balance, not a smaller independent brand. People are just going across the water. The concerns and much of the strategy cited in the meeting extend to Nike's neighborhood retail partners, which are top tier boutiques and collaborators that have access to its most sought after sneakers. Let me see. The concerns and much of the strategy cited in the meeting extend to Nike's neighborhood retail partners, which are top tier boutiques and collaborators that have access to the most sought after sneakers. Now, I'm reading this, and I remembered back in the day that we were hearing about Nike wanting to eliminate more and more boutiques, or removing it from the Foot Lockers and the Champs, and they want to make stuff more just available to them, cut out those wholesale prices and make their money direct to the consumer because people are willing to do so. So I'm wondering if they're saying that the concerns about this are the boutiques who are getting their most sought after releases. Basically, are they starting to feel like these boutiques are playing into the problem by backdooring pairs, backdooring highly sought after releases? That's what it's starting to seem like, but we're going to continue to read. During the meeting, Sneakers Global VP Ron Ferris, is that the new guy that took over and Herbert? I'm curious. Maybe I'm wrong, but I forgot. She was up there. She's like a vice president or president. During the meeting, Sneakers Global VP Ron Ferris attributed to some of the fatigue from the app to the low perception of fairness among its users. Our community is being disenfranchised by our low fairness numbers, he said. Our fairness numbers are not where they should be. They're at like the mid 20s. They need to be in the 80s. Instilling a sense of fairness in the app users is a priority for Nike. A slide from an internal meeting in the August including a global fairness mandate to Mint to ensure 80% proceed member fairness through the lens of access, bot mitigation, inclusion, clarity, and accountability. Ferris speaking last week used an analogy of gentrification to describe the trajectory of sneaker collecting going from a subcultural activity to something more mainstream. The path that Sneakers VP explained has disinfected the groups who originally shaped the culture. Now he plans to correct the course. Gentrification. I'm pretty sure now we're playing in definitely. I can't even see it down there below. Color. Culture ethics. Basically wanting to make sure that the people that started the culture are not forgotten about or left. People who, the pioneers of this sneaker culture, it seems to be what is being spoken about here. Definitely that it was once something that was a subculture activity, a hobby by little has now became mainstream. That we can basically the resale culture coming in and infiltrating and making these shoes what they are and making things go crazy, and the rich coming in and buying their way in and all sorts of things of that nature, to where it eliminates the people who really built that culture up. Gentrification in the aspects of in Atlanta, in East Atlanta, where a lot of African Americans had lived at once, were bought out of their homes because of how close they were to Atlanta. Those properties were well more sought after, and that the African American, uh, the African Americans, I wouldn't say culture, but the race we being pushed out more and more out of the city as more and more white people are moving into these newly built homes and buying this land and all that. So that's the aspect, the analogy that's being used, that the people that started this, the people that were there first, are now being pushed out and being taken over by the resellers, the bots, and pretty much the resale culture. We're going to shape the market to reflect the community we serve, Ferris said, especially in Black and brown communities and Asian communities, so that we actually show and we actually give equity and inclusion to the communities that have been gentrified out and alienated by the resale market. Okay, so very similar to what I was just saying before. My only concern thing is like, what are you gonna do? Tell people that this is a black only. You can only buy this shoe if you're black. You can only buy this shoe if you're Asian. You know, if you can only buy this shoe if you're white. What are you gonna do to give that access to those people? Are you going to ask us a questionnaire, and if you say what race you are, you're black, you're gonna give a person a more fairness to get it, or give them a higher opportunity? I don't understand what you can do. It seems like there's some definitely some bad something bad that can come out of this. Do I have the answers to the solution? No, I don't. But I'm very curious to how you plan on doing that. Presentation from the meeting last week reveals that just how big sneakers is by referencing the kind of data from it that Nike seldom discloses. When reached by Complex, the brand did not have a comment on the figures or the contents of the meeting. Let me know what you guys' thoughts and opinions on that. What can Nike do to better serve the black and brown community and Asian communities without causing an uproar, causing an issue? I mean, Nike isn't gonna say, oh, you can't own this shoe if you're black or brown, but what, maybe offering sneaker pickups, more sneaker stores in those communities, which have already been there, but have been, like I said, like some of the best stores in Atlanta, sneaker wise, are places like Cumberland, Greenbrier, which is in a very prominent African American community. South of Cab Mall, another one in the big American community. Stonecrest, another one in a big African. God, I can't say it. I want to say African American community. Three malls right there, and each of those malls have about 6 sneaker stores in them in Atlanta. Probably giving more pairs to those places, serving that community would definitely help in some shape or form. But finding out how to do it without causing an issue of long lines and fights breaking out and things like that as well. I think one major thing is pre-orders. We've spoken about it before. Pre-orders might be the way to go. People are willing to wait for their shoes. I'm willing to wait. You know, definitely, like, especially if it's a well sought after shoe. Pre-order on the Travis Scott, Off White, something, at least one or two. You know, more Nike IDs available. Not cutting off a Nike ID, allowing people to go in and Nike ID a dunk would eliminate that. You know, it's simple. One slide shown in the meeting says the global number of active sneaker apps users has increased 57% in the last year. The slide puts an overall demand within the app at 1.69 billion. The same slide says the demand within sneakers went up 70% versus last year, and that the Nike only met 7% of the demand in the past year. Damn, so the demand, they've only been able to, their supply versus the demand, they've only been able to, with the amount of supply they got, they've only been able to meet the demand of 7%. Nike has previously satisfied a bigger portion of the demand. The presentation puts that number at 13% for 2019 and 2020. Ferris said during the meeting that these numbers are so low mostly because there isn't enough product to meet the demand. Supply. He illustrated how much the sneaker user base has grown by saying that 300,000 people used to show up on the app for a launch day, which might be 750,000 for some drops now. Ferris said that the level of available product offered in the app now hasn't caught up to meet the current level of demand. A lot of people think it's because of bots, he said, claiming that Nike does a good job defending against the bots that seek to cheat online launches. I don't know about that. Until I don't see people posted outside with goddamn garages full of shoes lined up covering the whole box. Yeah, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Ferris said during the meeting Nike plans to recalibrate demand by redefining scarcity and illustrating that he gave the example of the Off-White Nike Dunk Low release from this summer, a collection of 50 colorways that released only on Sneakers app via exclusive access program. Through exclusive access, Nike sends users a push notification giving them the opportunity to buy a specific shoe rather than asking them to enter a draw for the chance to buy. Ferris said Nike released 500 pairs of those shoes via exclusive access. Ferris comments about the success of the Off-White release echo those made by Nike CEO John Donahan in September during the company's most recent earnings calling, where he said that the shoes were sold out to the most deserving shoppers. Now, what I will definitely say, and I didn't get a pair because I wasn't on top of it, but I felt like everybody that actually tried, I feel like a lot of people got a pair of the off-white Nike Dunks. I feel like a lot of people hit on those. I definitely would say that. And y'all let me know. I saw a lot of people hitting on those pairs that I've never seen before. It just seemed like everybody was getting shots at them. I didn't get them because I was missing out because I suck at being on my phone when it comes to sneaker drops. I feel like I would have been able to get the same opportunity, but I saw a lot of people hitting on those pairs. So, possibility that this might have worked. The idea of these drops described by Dunham as exclusivity at scale is to maintain an aura of rarity around a product while still fulfilling a meaningful amount of demand, I guess. Nike's plan to recalibrate demand is one of the handful of strategic priorities it has that are aimed at how changing it does business around sneakers and neighborhood retailers. It also wants to create a better content to get engaged with this audience, build more fair and fun experiences around launches, and work to include people who feel like they've been pushed out of the sneaker culture. What does that mean for us, Ferris asks? It means we must listen more. It doesn't mean that we are going to dictate the culture. It means our community must dictate the culture, and we have to listen to them. I gotta say this, bro. We will see. We will see. We will see. My only thing is, we gotta wait and see. I'm happy that this conversation is had because it's well needed, and we haven't really heard much from Nike about this for quite some time now. So, yeah, man, we're just gonna have to wait and learn more. I think that Nike could do better. I see that they did something with this off-white release, and now that they're letting us know that was a kind of a test run of some future stuff, I feel good about this. I want the sneaker culture to win. Me doing this is like a career to me. I want to continue to do sneakers on YouTube. I want to continue to talk about shoes and share this with people. I don't want to meet people that come into the game and then 5, 4 years later they're out because they can't buy stuff because of what's going on. I hate to hear those stories. I hate to go live and talk and people tell me how they want to be a part of it, but they can't because they just feel alienated. I hate that. You know what I'm saying? And me being who I am, I'm able to use my networking and use the relationships I am to get a lot of stuff that other people can't. I did not become successful on YouTube because I was able to show stuff that people couldn't attain. I became successful on YouTube because I was able to show stuff that people were able to obtain. People came to watch my videos because they were going to get that same shoe. They knew they can get that same shoe. I was just able to get a little earlier so I can give you guys a thoughts and opinions on, what to expect. Not to show you and flaunt, I got this. You're not going to be able to get this. Look at this shoe. You're not going to. No, I was like, yo, are you going to be able to get your hands on this? This is what you're going to get your hands on. Like, that's what makes this fun. That's what's made me get to where I got. Not showing you shit you can't get your hands on. Showing you shit that you can get your hands on and that you will be able to get your hands on and what to expect. So hopefully, Nike, you do me a service. Help me out. Help my people out. You feel what I'm saying? And that's that, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts and opinions on this one down below in the comment section. I'm out, man. Peace.